Hey friends, welcome to tonight's relaxing philosophy for sleep. This slow-spoken bedtime gentle narration is designed to help you unwind, clear your mind, and drift into a peaceful night's rest. Imagine yourself lying down in a quiet room, your body supported by the softness of the bed beneath you, and a peaceful stillness settling round you. The air is calm, and the world outside seems to fade into a distant hum. There's nothing for you to do right now, no pressing task, no unfinished business. You're just here, in this moment, ready to let go. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Let's take a few moments to settle in. Where are you right now, by the way? Feel free to share your location and the time. It's always interesting to know how far our peaceful thoughts can travel across the globe. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Tonight, we begin by thinking about sleep itself. It's a familiar process, one you've likely experienced thousands of times. Yet rarely do we stop to appreciate just how integral it is to our daily lives. Sleep is a natural state, but if we really dive into it from a philosophical angle, we start to understand its deeper purpose. You might think of sleep as just a biological function, something our bodies do to recharge, but ancient thinkers, especially Stoics, saw it as something much more profound. For them, sleep was not just a passive experience. It was an active part of the cycle of life. It was a chance to reflect, to heal, and believe it or not, to find clarity. They understood that in order to navigate life with wisdom, we needed to rest fully. Think about it. When you sleep, you're actually giving your mind and body the time they need to reset and prepare for the challenges of the next day. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, talks about how important it is to treat every aspect of life as part of the greater whole, even the simplest things like sleep. He writes, "Sleep is a part of nature, so is everything else." The key here is that sleep is not an escape from life, but a crucial part of living wisely. It is not something we do to shut out the world, but rather a way to rejuvenate ourselves so that we can better engage with the world when we awake. Sleep, in this sense, is a kind of meditation, a time for our subconscious mind to digest the thoughts and events of the day, and to prepare us for tomorrow's journey. You might not have realized that philosophy could help you sleep, but in fact, it's been helping people relax for centuries. Stoicism, with its focus on self-control and calm acceptance, offers a clear path for finding peace even at night. The philosophy teaches us that we don't control everything that happens in life, but we can control our reactions to it. When it comes to sleep, we're often caught in a whirlwind of thoughts, worries, and stress that prevent us from relaxing. So, the first lesson in this journey is simple. Stop trying to control the night. Let go of any need to force yourself to sleep. Accept that sleep will come when your body and mind are ready. It's like a river riff. You try to grab the water, it slips through your fingers. But if you let go, it flows freely. Take a deep breath and think about that. When you let go of the need to control sleep, it has a funny way of happening naturally. Let your body relax, breathe deeply, and stop forcing yourself to fall asleep. The Stoics believed in accepting the things we cannot change, and that includes the natural rhythm of rest. It's about trusting that your mind and body know exactly what they need. We often forget that sleep is not something to be achieved, but something to be received. Think of it as a gift your body gives to you each night, allowing you to rest and rejuvenate. as you settle deeper into your bed. Try to imagine your body as a well-oiled machine, each part of you working in perfect harmony. Your muscles, your heartbeat, your breath, all of it working together to create a state of calm. With every breath, imagine that you are sinking deeper into this calm. Inhale slowly, hold it for a second, and then exhale, letting go of any remaining tension. Sleep is the natural follow-up to this peaceful, quiet moment you're in right now. It's like taking a break for your soul. Your mind, your emotions, and even your physical self all need rest to carry on the work of the next day. The Stoics saw this as essential to a well-lived life, knowing when to pause, when to step back, and when to recharge. But here's the quirky part. Did you know that philosophy isn't just about what you think? It's about how you feel. Think of the last time you lay awake in bed, your mind racing with thoughts. What were you feeling? Probably a bit stressed or overwhelmed, right? But what if you could switch that feeling by simply changing how you think about sleep? A little change in perspective can make a huge difference. If you reframe your thoughts about sleep, seeing it not as an interruption to your life, but as a vital part of it, subtly, it feels less like a chore and more like a privilege. Imagine treating sleep as a time for self-care, rather than something that just happens in the background. So, philosophers still argue whether we need sleep for more than just rest. Some believe it's simply about biological needs, while others argue that it's a spiritual practice, something that connects us to the bigger picture of existence. The reality might be that both are true. Sleep is necessary for our bodies, but it also holds a deeper philosophical significance. As you're lying there, comfortable and at ease, think about what sleep really means to you. Is it just a time to escape the day's stress? Or is it an opportunity to reflect, to reset, to prepare for tomorrow? The Stoics would say that if we approach sleep with gratitude and acceptance, we align ourselves with the natural order of things. And what's more natural than resting after a long day? This, my friend, is the art of letting go, and you're already on your way to mastering it. So, as you lie here now, feel your body sinking into the mattress, your mind quieting, and your breath slowing. Trust that your body knows what it needs, and allow sleep to come to you naturally. If your mind starts to wander, simply guide it back to your breath or to a peaceful quiet place. The sound of a gentle breeze, the soft warmth of a blanket. Let go of any worries or distractions. They're not needed here. Let the night be your time to rest, to rejuvenate, and to find clarity. As you continue to settle deeper into this peaceful moment, let's dive into a fascinating aspect of life: letting go. It's funny how much we try to hold on to things, isn't it? From the little things like remembering that one grocery list we forgot to write, to the big things like our career goals, personal ambitions, and sometimes even the past. We hold on so tightly to these things, thinking that control will bring us peace. But here's the thing. The more we try to control, the more we end up resisting the natural flow of life. It's almost like trying to hold water in your hands. No matter how tight you grip, it will slip through your fingers. Now, I know that might sound like one of those philosophical paradoxes, but it's actually a profound truth. So let's talk about how philosophy teaches us to release that grip and embrace the art of letting go, especially when it comes to sleep. Imagine, for a moment, the scene of a calm lake. The water is still, and there's no wind disturbing its surface. It's almost like the water is in a perfect state of surrender, existing without resistance. This image, if you really think about it, is what Stoic philosophers like Epictetus were getting at when they talked about the importance of accepting what is. Epictetus, in particular, spent a lot of time discussing the distinction between things we can control and things we cannot. He argued that the only true freedom we have lies in our ability to control our reactions, not the external events around us. What does that mean for sleep? It means that when we let go of the need to control when and how we sleep, we're actually freeing ourselves. The more we try to force sleep, the more elusive it becomes. It's like trying to chase a butterfly. The more you run after it, the faster it seems to fly away. But if you stop running, the butterfly might just land on your shoulder. That's how it is with sleep. You don't chase it. You allow it to come to you naturally. Let's test this out together right now. As you lie here, notice any tension in your body. Maybe there's a tightness in your shoulders or a slight clenching in your jaw. These are the little signs that you're holding on to something, maybe stress, maybe worries about tomorrow, or maybe just the need to control the situation. The first step in the art of letting go is to acknowledge this tension and then simply allow it to dissolve. You don't have to force it. Just gently breathe, exhale, and picture that tension melting away like ice under the sun. The Stoics weren't the only ones to speak about letting go. Ancient Greek philosophers like Heraclitus discussed how change is the only constant in life. In fact, he famously said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." What he was really saying was that everything, including our thoughts and emotions, is in constant flux. Our lives are ever changing, and resisting that change only brings frustration. So what happens when we let go of our need to control the change? We free ourselves. In the context of sleep, this means not holding on to the thoughts and stresses of the day. Instead, we acknowledge them, let them pass through us, and move on to the next moment. Letting go also applies to the past. We spend so much time thinking about the things we've done wrong or the things we wish we had done differently. The philosopher Seneca, another Stoic thinker, famously said, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." This idea is deeply comforting when it comes to sleep. The past is exactly that past. There's nothing you can do to change it right now. What's more important is how you choose to treat this present moment. Are you going to carry the weight of yesterday's mistakes with you into your peaceful sleep? Or are you going to accept that what's done is done and allow yourself to let go of it? In this moment, as you breathe slowly, imagine every thought from the past day floating away like a leaf carried downstream by a gentle stream. You don't need to hold on to these thoughts anymore. They're not serving you right now. Your only task is to rest, to let go, and to allow the present moment to fill your mind with peaceful thoughts. The more you practice this release, the more effortless it becomes. You might be wondering, though, if letting go means you're abandoning responsibility or that you're being passive, but that's not the case at all. Letting go doesn't mean we stop caring about the things that matter to us. It means we stop carrying unnecessary baggage. We learn to distinguish between the things we can do something about and the things we can't. The beauty of this practice is that it's so simple and yet incredibly profound. Once you let go of everything that's not essential for your well-being, you begin to experience a deeper sense of peace. This is what the Stoics meant when they said, "Focus on what you can control." It's liberating as you continue to settle into your bed. Let's now apply this to your thoughts. Have you ever noticed how, when you're lying in bed, your mind starts racing through all the things you need to do tomorrow? It's like the moment your head hits the pillow, your brain decides it's time for a meeting with itself, a list of tasks to run through. Here's a little secret. This is where the art of letting go is most crucial. Your to-do list doesn't belong in this moment. Tomorrow will come, and it will bring its own challenges. But for now, it's time to let go of that future. Focus on the now, and trust that you will handle tomorrow when it comes. Think about that. You're doing yourself a favor by letting go of tomorrow's worries. Imagine that every thought about the future is just a cloud floating across the sky. You can't control the clouds, but you can choose to watch them pass. And with every passing cloud, you get closer to the peaceful, restorative sleep your body is craving as we move toward the night. Remember this, by letting go, you are creating space for rest, for rejuvenation, and for peace. The more you practice this, the more you will experience those deep, restorative moments of sleep. Let go of your worries, let go of your stress, and let go of your need to control. Just breathe, relax, and allow yourself to sink deeper into the natural flow of rest. Sleep will come, not because you force it, but because you've made the space for it. As you settle further into your bed, your body softening with every breath. Let's explore something that might surprise you, the idea that everything is temporary, fleeting, and constantly changing. It's not exactly the most comforting thought, is it? But bear with me for a moment, because understanding impermanence is actually a secret to peace. And it's something that ancient philosophers, especially the Stoics, really grappled with. We live in a world that constantly reminds us that things don't last forever. Whether it's the passing of seasons, the fading of a beautiful sunset, or even the moments we spend here tonight, they all pass. But instead of being frightened by this truth, the Stoics embraced it. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, once said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." He wasn't suggesting that we should live in fear of death, but rather that we should appreciate life as it is, right in this moment. And that includes appreciating your sleep. Now, think about it for a second. When was the last time you really paid attention to how precious the present moment is? How often do you let the passing hours slip by without truly appreciating them? The idea of impermanence, while a little heavy at first, teaches us that every moment, no matter how small, is valuable because it won't last forever. And that includes every moment you're experiencing right now as you lie here, ready to drift into sleep. This moment is a gift to your body, your mind, everything you are right now, all aligned in a single instant, ready to rest. And soon it'll be gone, replaced by the next moment, the next day. But for now, it's here, and it's worth appreciating. Philosophers, particularly those from ancient Eastern traditions, often used the idea of impermanence to help people become more mindful and present. The Buddha, for example, taught that everything in life is in constant flux. He famously said, "All things are impermanent. Everything is subject to change." He didn't mean this to bring despair, but to free us from the illusion that we can hold on to things forever. We can't hold on to yesterday, nor can we grasp tomorrow. What we can hold on to is now, and when it comes to sleep, now is all we need. Think about this for a moment. You're lying here, fully alive, breathing, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. In this very moment, the universe is shifting, the earth is rotating, the stars are moving across the sky, and even your cells are working tirelessly, rejuvenating and repairing as you rest. The ancient philosophers saw these processes as a reminder of how interconnected everything is. The very fabric of the universe is in a constant state of change. From the grand scale of the stars to the small scale of our bodies. And in that sense, sleep is no different. It's part of the natural flow of things, the ebb and flow of life, the transition between the waking world and the dream world. It's all temporary, but in that impermanence lies beauty. Now, I can almost hear you wondering, how does this help you sleep? Well, here's the secret. When we resist the impermanence of life, we get caught up in the past and the future, constantly worrying about what we can't change. But when we accept the fleeting nature of everything, we let go of that resistance. We stop fighting the inevitable passage of time. And this acceptance creates a kind of calm, a peace, and yes, even sleep. Think about it. The more you fight your thoughts, the harder it is to fall asleep. But when you stop, when you accept that your mind will wander and your body will naturally relax, you give yourself permission to let go. You allow the passage of time to happen without judgment or resistance. And that's when sleep arrives, not as a struggle, but as a natural part of the cycle. This is a philosophy the Stoics would nod in agreement with. They weren't saying we should be detached or apathetic, but rather that we should embrace life as it comes, without trying to hold on to the moments that have passed or chase the ones that are yet to come. It's like holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze too tight, it slips away. But if you relax your grip, the sand stays. This is how they viewed the flow of time. Rather than trying to control or resist it, you simply let it be done. Now, let's take this idea and apply it to your current situation. You're here, ready to sleep. You might be thinking about tomorrow's tasks, or that phone call you need to make, or a lingering conversation that's been on your mind. It's natural for the mind to drift, but here's the thing: what if you let those thoughts go, just for now? The moment you're in right now, this bed, this quiet space, is the only thing that matters. The things you're worrying about will be there when you wake up, but right now, they have no place in your mind. You can let them go, just for this moment, and let your mind experience the beauty of simply being. Philosophers still argue whether our awareness of time passing should affect the way we live our lives. Some argue that this awareness can cause anxiety, while others, like the Stoics, believe that it helps us focus on what truly matters. What matters right now is that you are here, in this moment, and you're about to enter a state of restful sleep. You don't need to hold on to anything right now. The world can wait. So, as you lie here, imagine the moment slipping by. Picture it as a leaf drifting down a stream, slow, steady, and inevitable. The more you try to hold on to it, the more elusive it becomes. But when you let go, when you release the grip, the moment continues without resistance. You'll wake up in the morning refreshed, with a new day ahead of you. And for tonight, this moment of sleep is all that matters. Let go, breathe deeply, and embrace the peace that comes with accepting the impermanence of life as you drift deeper into relaxation. Let the passage of time be a reminder that everything has its season. Sleep too will pass, but it will leave you renewed. And when the night fades into morning, you'll rise, ready to face the next moment. But for now, enjoy the quiet beauty of this one. As you begin to relax even further, sinking deeper into the calm of the night, it's time to talk about something that might seem deceptively simple, but is absolutely essential for peace of mind: silence. You've probably heard it said that silence is golden, but have you ever really thought about why? We live in a world that's constantly buzzing with noise. Whether it's the hum of traffic, the buzz of notifications, or the chatter in a crowded room, noise surrounds us at every turn. Yet, despite this, we often underestimate the power of silence. Think about it for a second. How often do you take a moment to simply sit in silence? To be fully present without any distractions or external sounds? Not too often, right? But ancient philosophers, especially the Stoics, understood the value of silence. To them, silence wasn't just the absence of sound. It was a powerful tool for reflection and inner peace. In fact, the philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." It's a reminder that silence is not just a break from noise, it's an invitation to listen, to reflect, and to connect with the deeper parts of ourselves. As you lie here, notice the silence around you. It's a rare commodity in today's world, but right now, in this moment, you have it. Let the quiet wash over you, not as something empty, but as something full. Think of silence as a canvas on empty space where you can reflect, where you can clear your mind, and where you can truly connect with yourself. In silence, there's room to listen to your breath, to notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest. In silence, you can hear the subtle rhythms of your body that you usually miss in the hustle of everyday life. And here's the kicker. When we are truly present in silence, we begin to hear more than just the noise of our thoughts. We hear the wisdom of our inner selves, guiding us toward peace and clarity. The great philosopher Lao Tzu, from the Taoist tradition, spoke at length about the power of silence. He said, "Silence is a source of great strength." To him, silence wasn't about withdrawing from the world. It was about finding strength within ourselves. It's in the quiet moments that we are able to reconnect with our inner wisdom and calm our restless minds. And this is exactly why silence is such an important part of your journey to rest. By embracing silence, you're not only creating space for your body to relax, but you're also allowing your mind to settle, to let go of the noise and distractions that often keep us up at night. But here's the thing. Silence doesn't just happen. We often have to intentionally create it in our lives. It's easy to fill every moment with noise, whether it's through the constant stream of media or the endless thoughts swirling in our heads. But silence, like any other skill, requires practice. And the good news is, it's a practice you can start right now. As you lie here, notice the absence of sound. Let that quiet seep into your mind, clearing away any lingering thoughts. There's no need to rush, no need to fill the silence with anything. Just allow yourself to be here, present in this moment. The stillness you're experiencing right now is not avoidance. A rich space where you can let go of the day's concerns and prepare yourself for the deep rest that's ahead. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I have so many thoughts. How can I just turn them off? It's a common struggle, especially when you're trying to unwind and relax. We live in a world where our minds are constantly active, bombarded by stimuli and demands. But here's the secret. Silence isn't about turning off your thoughts. It's about learning how to let them come and go without getting attached to them. Think of your thoughts like clouds in the sky. They float by, but you don't have to grab onto them or hold onto them. Just let them pass. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. And in this practice, you create space where you can just be. Space where you can rest without the weight of unnecessary thoughts and worries. This is where the Stoics found their peace. They understood that while they couldn't control the external world, they could control their internal response. And in the silence, they found the clarity to choose their reactions wisely. They didn't let their minds get cluttered with distractions. They focused on the present moment, on what they could control, and they used silence as a tool to bring them back to a state of calm. And you can do the same as you lie in the stillness of the night. Take a moment to think about how silence might shape your experience of sleep. The more you let go of distractions, the easier it becomes to enter a peaceful state of rest. When you embrace silence, you give yourself permission to slow down, to disconnect from the demands of the world, and to tune in to your own needs. In silence, you don't have to be anything or do anything. You can simply be, and that is enough. Now, I want you to imagine your mind as a lake. Imagine that lake is perfectly still, with no ripples or waves, just calm, clear water. The surface reflects everything around it, but there's nothing disturbing the peace. That's what silence feels like, a serene space where everything falls into place. It's not a space of nothingness, but a space full of possibility. In silence, you are free to let go, to rest, and to restore your body and mind for the day ahead. You might not realize it, but silence can be one of the most powerful tools in your journey to better sleep. By embracing it, you allow yourself to stop and simply exist. There's no pressure to do anything, to be anywhere, or to think about anything. It's just you and the present moment, quiet and still. The beauty of silence is that it's always available to us. It's not something we need to search for. It's already around us, ready for us to embrace. It's in the spaces between words, in the pauses between breaths, and in the stillness of the night. And when we embrace that silence, we create room for peace. And peace, as you know, is the gateway to rest. So, as you continue to relax and sink deeper into your bed, let the silence surround you. Let it fill you up, not as a void, but as a space where your mind can relax, your body can unwind, and your soul can rest. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go, just this moment of quiet peace, guiding you toward the deep, restorative sleep you need. As you continue to relax, embracing the calm of the night, let's talk about sleep from a perspective that might feel a little different than usual sleep as a sacred practice. In today's world, sleep is often treated like a necessary inconvenience, something we just have to get through in order to be productive the next day. But ancient philosophers and thinkers didn't view sleep this way. For them, sleep was more than just a time to rest, was a sacred part of the rhythm of life. In fact, many ancient cultures viewed sleep as a time for spiritual renewal, a time to reconnect with the divine or with the deeper parts of the self. Philosophers like Aristotle even discussed sleep in a way that framed it as a vital aspect of personal well-being. He believed that sleep was essential for balance, that it allowed the body and mind to recover and prepare for the next day's challenges. But beyond that, sleep was seen as a moment for reflection and inner growth, a time to let go of the distractions of the day and to turn inward. And this is where we begin to see the magic of sleep, not just as a break from the world, but as an opportunity to reconnect with ourselves, to restore our energy, and to find clarity. Imagine this every night. As you lie down to sleep, you are engaging in a sacred practice. Just as the Stoics took time for self-reflection, meditation, and quiet moments of introspection, you too can treat sleep as a time for personal renewal. Instead of viewing it as something we do only because our bodies need it, think of sleep as an opportunity to let go of the day, to cleanse your mind, and to prepare your body for the new challenges of tomorrow. You don't need to do anything to make this happen. Just by lying down and allowing yourself to rest, you are participating in a timeless practice that has been revered for centuries. When we think about sacred practices, we often think of rituals or ceremonies, don't we? We think of lighting candles, meditating, or engaging in prayer. But the ancient world understood that sleep itself could be a ritual, a way to connect with something greater than ourselves. There's a quiet, powerful wisdom in the act of surrendering to sleep, of allowing your body to rest and your mind to quiet. It's a form of trust in the process of life. Trust in the fact that tomorrow will come, and you will be ready for it. The philosopher Seneca often spoke about how important it is to surrender to the natural flow of life. He believed that the key to happiness and inner peace was accepting what we cannot control, and sleep is one of those things. So let's take this idea of sleep as a sacred practice and apply it to your current situation. As you lie in bed, think about the day you've had. Maybe it was a busy day, full of tasks, interactions, and worries. Now, in this moment, it's time to release it all. This is your time to let go of everything, of your to-do lists, your concerns, your past mistakes, and your future fears. The act of sleep is your personal ritual, your opportunity to reset, recharge, and start fresh. It's a time to restore balance within yourself, both physically and emotionally. Think about your breath for a moment, how each inhale fills your lungs with air, and each exhale releases tension. In this rhythm, you are engaging in a sacred practice, a quiet moment of renewal. Your body knows exactly what it needs right now. It doesn't need to do anything. It doesn't need to worry or rush. It simply needs to rest, to surrender to the natural flow of the night, and allow the process of sleep to unfold. The Stoics believed that to live a good life, we had to be in harmony with nature, and sleep, in many ways, is the most natural thing we do. It's a part of the human experience, a process that connects us to the rhythms of nature, to the cycles of the earth, and to the deep wisdom within ourselves. If you ever find yourself resisting sleep, thinking that you can't afford to take a break or that you're not doing enough, remember this: sleep is not a waste of time. It's an investment in yourself. It's a way of honoring your body and mind, of acknowledging that you need time to recover, to heal, and to restore. And in a way, sleep allows you to connect with something bigger than your daily tasks and routines. It's a reminder that life is not all about doing. It's also about being. And in those quiet moments, when you let go and allow yourself to fall asleep, you are practicing the art of being. As you breathe slowly and deeply, imagine the sensation of letting go, of releasing all the tension and stress of the day. With each breath, let go of one more worry. Allow the gentle rhythm of your breathing to guide you deeper into relaxation. Think about the space around you, how it's filled with calm, how you're fully supported, how the world outside has faded away. There's nothing to do but rest. You don't have to worry about tomorrow right now. Tomorrow will come, and you will be ready for it. But for now, this moment is for you. In ancient times, people often associated sleep with the idea of renewal and rebirth. In many cultures, the act of going to sleep was seen as a metaphor for dying to the world, only to be reborn with the rising sun. The idea of sleep as a sacred practice invites us to honor that cycle, to see it as a time of transformation, a time for healing, and a time to reconnect with ourselves. And when you approach sleep with this kind of reverence, it becomes more than just a biological need. It becomes a gift you give yourself every night now. As you settle deeper into your bed, feel how your body is supported by the softness beneath you. Let the darkness around you feel like a comforting embrace, and let go of any lingering thoughts or distractions. This is your time. This is your sacred space. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to heal. And as you drift off into sleep, Trust that your body and mind will do what they need to do to restore and renew you for tomorrow. Sleep, as the Stoics knew, is not a mere break from life. It is a vital, sacred practice, and it is a gift. As you lie there, feeling the weight of your body sinking deeper into the bed, let's take a moment to talk about something fundamental. It's not a word we often give much thought to, especially in the rush of our daily lives. But stillness is one of the most powerful tools for achieving peace and relaxation, particularly when it comes to sleep. In fact, many of the greatest philosophers, from the Stoics to the Eastern sages, spoke extensively about the value of stillness and how it can lead to clarity, tranquility, and inner peace. Imagine, for a moment, a pond at dawn. The water is so still, it mirrors the sky above perfectly, and in that stillness, everything around it seems to pause for a moment. Now, imagine that your mind is like that pond, calm, clear, and undisturbed by the ripples of thoughts. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only true luxury, to be free from disturbance, free from agitation. This is the true essence of peace. This peace, this stillness, is not something you need to search for externally. It's always available to you, and it begins with learning how to cultivate it within yourself as you lie here. The stillness of the night surrounds you, offering a gentle invitation to stop, to breathe, and to be fully present. In this moment, there is no need to rush or worry. There is no to-do list, no meeting, no deadline. There is only now. And in this now, you can experience the kind of stillness that allows your body to truly relax and your mind to quiet. Think of stillness as the foundation of peace. Just like a tree needs roots to grow tall, you need stillness to allow your mind to rest and your body to heal. Without this moment of quiet, rest becomes difficult to achieve. But when you allow yourself to fully embrace the stillness, something beautiful happens. You create space for deeper relaxation, for more restful sleep. It's as if you're giving your body and mind permission to stop their constant chatter and simply be. Philosophers, particularly the Stoics, understood the immense value of cultivating stillness in their lives. Seneca, another influential Stoic thinker, wrote about how important it was to practice stillness in our daily routines. He believed that the more we rushed through life, the more we lost touch with ourselves. But when we take the time to pause, to be still, we reconnect with our inner wisdom. He also noted that stillness allows us to find clarity, to sort through our thoughts and emotions, and to experience life in a more deliberate, intentional way. And while we often think of stillness as something we do during meditation or during moments of deep thought, it's just as important in sleep. When you embrace the stillness of the night, you allow your body to reset, your mind to settle, and your spirit to recharge. Without stillness, sleep becomes just another activity to check off the list, something that's done mechanically rather than meaningfully. Think about your breath right now. Slow, steady, and calm. With each inhale, feel the air entering your body, filling your lungs, and with each exhale, feel the tension leave. This rhythm of breathing, the ebb and flow, is the perfect metaphor for stillness. It's not about forcing the breath to stop or controlling it, but about allowing it to move naturally. And in the same way, sleep is not something you need to chase or control. It is something that happens when you create the space for it. It's the stillness, the pause between each breath, that allows the sleep to come naturally. The more you try to force sleep, the more elusive it becomes. But when you stop resisting, when you embrace the stillness, sleep arrives with ease. You might be wondering how you can bring more stillness into your life, especially if you're someone who's constantly on the go. Well, here's the secret. Stillness doesn't require a change in your surroundings or a special time for meditation. It's about creating moments throughout your day where you intentionally pause. You can find stillness in the smallest moments when you're sitting at your desk, when you're waiting for the kettle to boil, or even when you're walking from one room to another. In these moments, take a deep breath, feel your body settle, and just be present. These small acts of stillness add up over time, helping you build the foundation for a calmer, more peaceful life. And when you make stillness a practice, you'll find that your mind becomes clearer, your emotions become more balanced, and your ability to sleep improves. The beauty of stillness is that it's always available to you. It doesn't require any special training or preparation. It's simply a matter of slowing down, of choosing to pause instead of rush. And it's in these pauses that you begin to feel a deeper sense of peace. It's as if the noise of the world fades away and you can hear yourself clearly. This clarity is essential for restful sleep. The more stillness you cultivate in your life, the easier it becomes to let go of the noise and chaos of the day and slip into a peaceful, restorative sleep. Now, as you lie here, fully relaxed, think about what stillness means to you. Is it the absence of sound, or is it more about a quieting of the mind? Maybe it's the feeling of being fully present in the moment, without any distractions or concerns. Whatever it is, take a deep breath and invite stillness into your body. Let it fill you up, not as a void, but as a peaceful, calming presence. With each breath, feel yourself sink deeper into stillness, letting go of any remaining tension and allowing your body and mind to soften. In this stillness, there is no pressure to do anything. You are simply being, and that, in itself, is enough. The beauty of embracing stillness is that it allows you to create space for sleep. When you stop trying to control the night, when you let go of your thoughts and anxieties, you create the perfect environment for sleep to flow naturally. Sleep becomes not something to be achieved, but something to be received. And the more you practice stillness, the easier it becomes to enter that peaceful state of rest. It's as if you've opened the door for sleep to enter, and it does so gently, without resistance. As you continue to relax, let the stillness guide you deeper into rest. Feel the quiet of the night surrounding you, allowing you to slip into a peaceful slumber. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to worry about. Simply breathe, relax, and let go. In this stillness, you are safe, you are calm, and you are ready to rest. As you continue to sink deeper into the warmth of your bed, letting your body soften and your mind settle, let's explore the weight of thought. It's something we all carry with us, whether we're conscious of it or not. Our thoughts are powerful. They shape our experiences, guide our decisions, and often determine how we feel about ourselves and the world. But here's the catch. Just like physical weight, our thoughts can become burdensome. We often carry more than we need, overloading our minds with worries, regrets, and what if. And when it comes to sleep, this mental weight can make it difficult to truly rest. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, unable to sleep, simply because your mind won't stop racing? It's like trying to run a marathon while carrying a heavy backpack. You're exhausted before you even start. So, let's talk about how philosophy, particularly Stoicism, can offer us a way to lighten this load and bring clarity to our minds. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned thinkers of the ancient world, spent a lot of time reflecting on the nature of thought. In his meditations, he often reminded himself that our minds are like gardens, and it's up to us to decide what we plant in them. If we fill our minds with worries about the future, regrets about the past, or negative judgments about ourselves and others, we're essentially growing weeds in our garden. But if we focus on the present moment, on what we can control, and on cultivating positive thoughts, we're tending to a healthy, peaceful mind. This is an important concept when it comes to sleep. When we let our minds become overrun with unproductive or unnecessary thoughts, we make it difficult to truly rest. But when we take control of our thoughts, focusing only on what we can change, we give ourselves the freedom to rest and restore. Now, imagine this. Your thoughts are like a pile of stones. Each thought is a stone you pick up and carry with you throughout the day. Some of these stones are small and light, while others are large and heavy. You carry them all one by one until, by the time you lie down to sleep, you're weighed down by the sheer volume of them. But here's the secret. You don't need to carry them all. Some thoughts are important. They help us solve problems, learn from mistakes, and grow. But other thoughts are just distractions, necessary worries, lingering regrets, or imagined fears about the future. These are the heavy stones that don't serve us. And just like you would drop a heavy backpack at the end of the day, you can let go of these unnecessary thoughts. The Stoics taught us that we have the power to choose which thoughts we hold on to and which ones we let go. And when we let go of the heavy, unnecessary thoughts, we make room for relaxation and peace. Think about the last time you had a restless night, when your mind wouldn't stop spinning with thoughts. Maybe you worried about something you said to someone, or about a task you didn't complete. Maybe you replayed an event from the past over and over again as if you could change it. These are the thoughts that weigh us down. But imagine what would happen if you let go of these mental burdens before you go to sleep. Picture yourself setting each thought down, one by one, as if you're taking off a heavy coat after a long day. You don't need to carry them into the night with you. Instead, you give yourself permission to leave them behind. You're free to rest, free to let go, and free to experience the peace that comes with a clear mind. The key to lightening the weight of thought is mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. When we focus on the here and now, we stop worrying about what's happened in the past or what might happen in the future. We stop carrying the mental weight of things that aren't even real yet. The Stoics taught that the present moment is all we truly have. And when we embrace the present moment, we free ourselves from the mental clutter that often keeps us awake at night. Let's take a moment to practice this together. As you lie here, think about the thoughts that are weighing you down. Are they about something you did or didn't do? Are they about something that might happen tomorrow, or next week, or next year? Whatever it is, acknowledge it without judgment. Notice the weight of that thought, and then gently set it aside. Imagine it as a stone, sitting on the floor beside your bed. It's not something you need to carry right now. It can wait until tomorrow. For now, you have a simple task: to relax, to breathe, and to let go. You're not running away from your thoughts. You're simply choosing to leave them for the time being. Now, think of your breath as your anchor. With each inhale, imagine the air filling your lungs, bringing with it a sense of calm and peace. With each exhale, imagine releasing any remaining tension or worry. Feel the weight of your thoughts lifting, becoming lighter with every breath. The more you focus on your breath, the less room there is for distractions. Your mind begins to settle, like the still waters of a calm lake. The ripples fade, and what's left is pure stillness. And in this stillness, sleep can begin. Philosophers still debate whether we can truly control our thoughts, or if they control us. Some believe that we are slaves to our thoughts, and we must work tirelessly to control them. Others, like the Stoics, argue that while we can't always control the initial thoughts that come into our minds, we do have the power to decide how we respond to them, and in that decision lies our freedom. When you choose to let go of the thoughts that no longer serve you, you give yourself the gift of rest. You free yourself from the burden of worry, of overthinking, and of mental clutter. So, as you lie here, take a deep breath and imagine yourself shedding the weight of each thought. You're not abandoning them, but rather setting them aside for the night. You'll pick them up tomorrow if you need to. But for now, you're free to rest, free to sleep, and free to experience the peace that comes from a mind at ease. With every breath, let go a little more, until you feel the mental weight completely lift. In this state of mental freedom, sleep becomes not something you chase, but something that simply comes to you, naturally and effortlessly, as you continue to drift toward rest. Remember that you have the power to release the mental weight whenever you choose. You don't have to carry unnecessary thoughts into the night. You can set them down, free yourself from their burden, and give yourself the peace and relaxation you deserve. Sleep is not just about physical rest. It's about mental freedom. And when you choose to let go of the weight of your thoughts, you unlock the true potential of rest. As you continue to settle in, feeling the gentle warmth of your blankets surrounding you, let's now turn our attention to the art of being present, the practice of embracing the eternal now in our fast-paced world. It's easy to get lost in the future or the past. We worry about things that haven't happened yet, or we dwell on moments that are already gone, unable to be changed. Yet, the most profound wisdom comes from the realization that the only moment we truly have is the one we're in right now. And that's exactly what mindfulness teaches us: to embrace the present moment, to fully inhabit the now. You might be thinking, that's easier said than done, and you're right, it's not always easy to turn off the noise of our minds, especially when we have a million things racing through our heads. But the practice of mindfulness, though simple in concept, is transformative when applied consistently. Philosophers, especially those in the Eastern traditions, understood this idea deeply. Take the Buddha, for example. He often spoke about the importance of mindfulness and being fully present in every moment, even in the most mundane activities. Whether we're washing dishes, walking through a park, or simply lying in bed. Being present allows us to experience life with clarity and peace. When you embrace the present moment, you allow yourself to enter a state of stillness and relaxation, which is exactly what you need for restful sleep right now. As you lie in your bed, you have the perfect opportunity to practice being present. Feel your body, how it rests gently on the mattress. The softness beneath you, the weight of your limbs as they relax with each passing breath. Notice the sensation of the sheets against your skin, the temperature of the air, and the quiet stillness surrounding you. This is the present moment, the only one that matters right now. And here, in this present moment, you don't have to worry about anything else. You don't need to rush or be anywhere. You don't need to think about what happened earlier today or what might happen tomorrow. For now, you are simply here. In fact, when we allow ourselves to be fully present, we realize that there's nothing else we need to do. We are enough in this moment, and sleep, when we stop forcing it and stop thinking about it, arrives naturally. The philosopher Socrates, who spent much of his life contemplating the human experience, once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living now." This isn't about analyzing every little thing in our lives or overthinking, far from it. What Socrates was getting at is the idea of intentional living. He was encouraging us to live thoughtfully, to pay attention to the details of our experience, and to be present in everything we do. And in the context of sleep, this means being present with the experience of rest itself. When you truly allow yourself to relax and be in the moment, sleep becomes not a task to be completed, but a natural part of the flow of your life. It's about being aware, about appreciating the quiet space you're in, and about trusting that your body and mind know exactly what they need. If you find your mind wandering, which is completely normal, don't resist it. Instead, gently guide it back to the present moment, just like you would steer a leaf down a stream. Notice the thoughts, acknowledge them, and then let them pass. This is mindfulness at its most practical. When you allow yourself to notice the present without judgment or attachment, you begin to relax more fully. And the more you practice this, the easier it becomes to enter that space of stillness and sleep. It's like the practice of returning to your breath during meditation. Each time you come back, you strengthen your ability to stay in the present now. As you lie here, consider this. Sleep is not something you can force, and it's not something you need to chase. Sleep is a gift, a natural process that your body and mind undergo to restore and rejuvenate you. And when you embrace the present moment fully, without distraction or resistance, sleep simply happens. There's no need to strive or push for it. The more you relax into the now, the more effortlessly sleep will come to you. Philosophers still argue whether we can fully control the mind, or if the mind controls us. Some believe that our thoughts are our greatest masters, and others argue that we can choose to detach from them. The Stoics, for example, believed in our ability to control our internal responses, to detach from the noise of the world, and to remain calm and present in the face of external chaos. The more we practice this in our waking life, the more it translates into our ability to sleep peacefully. It's about trusting that the present moment is enough. When we stop projecting into the future or lingering in the past, we create space for rest, for clarity, and for peace. Here's a simple exercise to help you embrace the present moment even further. As you lie in your bed, close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Notice how your body feels right now. Pay attention to the sensation of the sheets against your skin, the temperature of the air, the slight rise and fall of your chest with each breath. When your mind begins to wander, gently bring it back to these sensations. This is your anchor to the present moment. Each time you come back to the now, you strengthen your ability to be present in your life, and this, in turn, leads to deeper relaxation and more restful sleep. Now, let's talk about time. We often think of sleep as something we lose when we rest, but the truth is, sleep is just another part of the natural flow of time. The Stoics understood that time was something we cannot control, so the best thing we can do is to live fully in each moment. When we live mindfully, we stop worrying about the past or the future, and we start appreciating the now. And this is exactly what you're doing right now as you lie in bed, embracing the present moment. By doing this, you are living in harmony with time, rather than against it. As you continue to sink deeper into the peaceful embrace of sleep, know that every moment you've spent in the present has brought you closer to rest. You have allowed yourself to let go of everything else and to simply be, and that is the gift of sleep. It's not something you have to work for or strive toward. It's something that arrives naturally when you let go and embrace the now. So as you close your eyes and drift off, Remember that you are exactly where you need to be. In this moment, you are perfect, and everything you need is already within you. As you continue to lie comfortably, enveloped in the warmth of your bed, let's now dive into something that has the power to transform not only your sleep, but also your entire outlook on life. Acceptance. Acceptance is one of the most powerful and often underappreciated practices in philosophy, especially in the Stoic tradition. It's the idea that we must learn to accept things as they are, rather than continually trying to control or resist them. Think about it. How much of your stress comes from trying to change things you have no control over? How much of your energy is spent fighting with reality instead of simply flowing with it? Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation. It doesn't mean we give up or stop striving for improvement. It simply means that we stop fighting against things that are beyond our control, and in doing so, we create space for peace, relaxation, and ultimately, rest. Acceptance is the key to letting go of the mental clutter that keeps us from achieving restful sleep. So, as you lie here, let's explore how embracing acceptance can help you unwind and drift into a deep, rejuvenating sleep. Imagine that you're standing at the edge of a river. The water is flowing gently, moving in its natural course, unaffected by anything around it. Now, imagine that the river represents the flow of life. You can't stop the water from moving, and you can't control which direction it takes. You might try to stand against the current, but it will only exhaust you, leaving you frustrated and worn out. But when you step back, when you allow the river to flow naturally, you find peace. This is the essence of acceptance. It's about recognizing that we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can choose how we respond. When we accept things as they are, without judgment or resistance, we stop fighting the current of life and allow ourselves to flow with it. And this is what sleep is all about. The more we try to force sleep, the more it eludes us. But when we accept that it will come naturally, when we stop resisting it and trust the process, sleep flows freely, just like the river. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Epictetus, emphasized the importance of acceptance in our daily lives. He wrote, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This is where the power of acceptance lies. It's not about controlling the external world, but about mastering our internal reactions. You can't control the noises outside your window, the busy day you had, or the stress you may be feeling, but you can control how you respond to those things. You can choose to accept them, to release any resistance, and to let go of the mental burden. And when you do, you free yourself from the weight of worry and allow your mind to rest. As you lie here, gently breathing, think about the things in your life that you've been resisting. Maybe it's a worry about tomorrow, a regret from the past, or a feeling of uncertainty about the future. Whatever it is, notice how that resistance feels in your body. Does it create tension in your shoulders? Does it make your breath feel shallow? Now, imagine releasing that resistance, just for a moment. Let go of the need to control or fix things. You don't have to solve everything tonight. You don't have to carry the weight of the world. Simply acknowledge that life is constantly changing, and that's okay. By accepting the present moment as it is, without trying to change it, you create space for relaxation and rest. Acceptance doesn't mean that you stop caring about the things that matter to you. It doesn't mean that you give up on your dreams or goals. It simply means that you stop fighting against the things that are outside of your control. You release the tension, and in doing so, you allow yourself to rest. Think about your breath again. With every inhale, Imagine that you are breathing in acceptance, breathing in peace. With every exhale, imagine releasing the resistance, the worry, and the tension that have built up throughout the day. It's a simple act, but it's incredibly powerful. As you breathe, feel your body becoming lighter, your mind becoming quieter, and your heart becoming more at ease. This is the essence of acceptance, the ability to let go and simply be. It's the key to unlocking the deep, restorative sleep that your body craves. There's a beautiful paradox in acceptance. By letting go of the need to control, you actually gain more control over your own state of being. The more you accept things as they are, the more you free yourself from the mental chaos that prevents you from relaxing. And this freedom, this release of tension and worry, is what allows you to enter a peaceful state of rest. It's like standing at the edge of the river, allowing the current to carry you downstream, rather than fighting against it. When you accept the flow of life, you enter a space of effortless peace. And that's the space where sleep can take root. Acceptance also plays a role in the way we deal with our emotions. Often, we spend so much time trying to push away uncomfortable feelings, fear, anger, sadness, that we only end up intensifying them. But acceptance teaches us that it's okay to feel those emotions. We don't have to avoid or suppress them. We can acknowledge them, experience them, and then let them go. In the same way, when you acknowledge your worries, your fears, or your regrets, you don't have to hold on to them. Simply accept them as part of your experience, and then release them. This act of releasing, of letting go, creates space for peace and relaxation. As you lie here, letting go of the weight of the day, remember that sleep is not something you have to force. It's something that happens naturally when you allow yourself to surrender to the process. Just like the river flows without effort, sleep will come to you when you stop resisting it. And in this surrender, in this acceptance, you will find rest. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to let go of the things that weigh you down and to embrace the present moment with peace and ease. So, as you continue to breathe deeply, know that you are exactly where you need to be. You have everything you need within you to relax, to let go, and to sleep peacefully. Trust in the process, trust in your body, and trust in the present moment. Sleep will come naturally, just as it always does, when you release the need to control and simply accept the flow of life. As you settle deeper into the comforting embrace of your bed, it's time to talk about something that can really transform your experience of sleep detachment. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Detachment. Isn't that a bit cold or distant? But hear me out, because the idea of detachment, especially from our worries and expectations, is one of the most powerful ways to foster inner peace, especially when it comes to winding down at night. You see, we often tie ourselves up in emotional knots, don't we? Whether it's over a conversation we had earlier in the day, something we forgot to do, or even our hopes and expectations for tomorrow, these mental attachments can keep us from relaxing. We get so wrapped up in what we think should happen, or what could have been, that we forget to be present in the moment. And that's where detachment comes in. It's not about disengaging from life or becoming apathetic. It's about loosening your grip on things you can't control and giving yourself permission to simply be. Philosophers, especially those in the Stoic tradition, knew this concept well. They understood that true freedom comes not from trying to control everything around us, but from letting go of the need to control the uncontrollable. And when you practice detachment in your life, especially when it comes to sleep, open the door to a deeper, more restorative rest. Now think about your day. How many times did you get attached to a thought or a feeling? Maybe you got caught up in a worry about something in the future. Or maybe you spent time ruminating over a past conversation, replaying it over and over again. These attachments, though natural, can weigh us down, creating a kind of mental clutter that makes it difficult to unwind and sleep. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." What he meant is that while we can't always control what happens in our lives, we can control how we respond to it. And part of that control comes from practicing detachment, learning how to step back from situations, emotions, or thoughts that no longer serve us. When we practice detachment, we stop letting these thoughts and emotions take up mental real estate. We stop identifying with them and start recognizing them as temporary experiences, not permanent aspects of who we are. And that is liberating, especially at the end of a long day. Picture this for a moment. Your thoughts are like leaves floating on a stream. Some are big and bright, like the worries about tomorrow, the things you feel you need to fix or solve. Others are smaller, like the fleeting regrets from the past, or the emotional attachments to things you can't change. Now, imagine gently setting these leaves aside. You don't need to hold on to them, to carry them with you. You don't need to get tangled up in them. Just let them float by. This image of detachment is not about denying your feelings or ignoring your concerns. It's about recognizing that they are there, acknowledging them, and then letting them pass. And when you practice this kind of detachment, especially in the moments leading up to sleep, you create the space for your mind to clear, for your body to relax, and for sleep to come naturally. So, as you lie here, take a moment to notice any attachments you might be holding on to. Maybe it's a thought about something that happened today, or something you're worried about tomorrow. Whatever it is, take a deep breath and acknowledge it without judgment. Now, gently release it. Imagine it as a thought that you can simply place in a box, set aside for later. It doesn't need to stay with you in this moment. Your only task right now is to relax, to be present, and to prepare for the rest your body and mind so deeply deserve. As you do this, you might notice that your body feels a little lighter, that your breathing slows, and that a sense of calm washes over you. This is the power of detachment now. Here's the thing. Detachment isn't about ignoring the world or disconnecting from the things that matter to us. It's about recognizing that some things are out of our control and accepting that fact. When we detach from the need to control everything, we create space to live more freely, more fully, and more peacefully. You can still care deeply about the things and people you love, still work toward your goals, still engage with life in a meaningful way. But detachment means letting go of the tight grip you might have on those things, and giving yourself the freedom to experience life without constantly being attached to outcomes. And this is especially important as you prepare for sleep. If you're holding on to worries or stress, they will inevitably follow you into your dreams, preventing you from fully resting. But when you let go of those attachments, when you choose to detach from the mental noise, you make room for the deep, restorative sleep that your body needs. Think about it. Sleep is a form of detachment. When we fall asleep, we detach from the waking world, from our daily tasks, from the concerns that often clutter our minds. Sleep allows us to let go, to enter a state of peace where we're not bound by the usual attachments. This detachment during sleep isn't a rejection of life. It's an acceptance of the natural rhythm of life. Just as day transitions into night and the sun sets to rise again, sleep is a natural part of the cycle, a time to release, rest, and rejuvenate. The more we practice detachment in our waking life, the more effortlessly we can slip into this peaceful state of rest. As you continue to relax, I want you to visualize yourself stepping away from the day. Picture yourself leaving behind any worries, any anxieties, and any attachments to what's next. You're entering a space of stillness and calm, a space where you are free to simply be. You don't need to do anything right now. You don't need to be anywhere. You're not attached to the past or the future. You're just here, in this moment, free from the mental clutter that often clouds our minds. And in this freedom, you are ready to rest, ready to let go, and ready to experience the peace that comes from detaching from the noise of the world. As you breathe deeply, feel the detachment wash over you, gently loosening your grip on everything outside of this moment. You are free to relax. You are free to sleep. There's nothing you need to hold on to right now. Just let go. And as you do, feel the tension in your body begin to melt away. Feel the weight lift from your mind. And let sleep come naturally as a peaceful gift. As the quiet of the night continues to envelop you, and you feel yourself sinking deeper into a peaceful state of relaxation, let's reflect on something deeply connected to both sleep and the ebb and flow of life: the passage of time. Time is something we often overlook, and yet it is the very thing that governs our lives, constantly moving forward, never standing still. We tend to think of time as a commodity, something we must manage, control, and make the most of. We plan our days down to the minute, feeling the pressure to fill every hour with productivity, success, and achievement. But here's the thing: time doesn't need to be managed. Time just is. It flows, whether we're conscious of it or not. And just like we can't stop time from passing, we can't force ourselves to sleep before we're ready. The more we try to control time, the more it slips through our fingers. So, as you lie here, feeling your body relaxing more deeply with every breath, let's explore how understanding the flow of time can help you let go of the need to control your sleep, and allow it to come to you naturally. Time, in many ways, is like a river, constantly flowing, never stopping. It doesn't rush, it doesn't hesitate, and it doesn't ask for permission. The more we try to swim against it, the more exhausted we become. But when we surrender to the flow of time, when we allow it to move as it will, we find ourselves in harmony with its rhythm. The philosopher Epictetus famously said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." This means that time, like the river, is always changing, always moving forward. Nothing stays the same. And that's okay. In fact, it's necessary. Time's passing is what allows life to unfold, to grow, and to evolve. So, when it comes to sleep, don't think of it as something you have to force or make happen. Think of it as a natural part of the cycle of time. Just as night follows day, sleep follows wakefulness, and it will come when it's meant to. If you find yourself struggling to fall asleep, chances are it's because you're trying to fight against the natural flow of time. You're thinking about what you need to do tomorrow, or stressing over the things you didn't finish today. But when you do this, you're stepping out of the present moment and into a future that hasn't happened yet. The future is a concept, not a reality, and yet we spend so much time worrying about it. This is where mindfulness comes in. When you focus on the present moment, on the here and now, you allow yourself to flow with time, just like the river. Time doesn't stop for us, but we can stop fighting it. And when we stop fighting time, we stop fighting ourselves, and in that moment, sleep can finally come. Time also teaches us that everything has its own rhythm. Just like the seasons change, just like the tides of the ocean rise and fall, our bodies and minds also follow a natural rhythm. We don't force the seasons to change. They do so on their own. In the same way, we don't force our bodies to sleep. They fall into rest when the time is right. The key is to align ourselves with that rhythm. And right now, as you lie here in the stillness of the night, you are aligning yourself with the natural rhythm of time. The sleep you are about to enter is part of that rhythm, part of the natural flow that is already happening. Even if you're not consciously aware of it, the passage of time doesn't need to be something to fear or worry about. It's simply a part of life, a constant that moves us forward. And when we stop trying to control time, when we let go of the pressure to be productive every second, we allow ourselves to experience the present moment fully. This is where the magic happens, when we give ourselves permission to rest, to relax, and to trust that everything will unfold as it should. When you allow time to flow, when you stop struggling against it, you make space for true peace and rest. And that is what sleep is all about. Releasing the need to control, allowing yourself to surrender to the flow of life, and trusting that everything will happen in its own time. So, as you lie here, think about the passage of time in a new light, rather than seeing it as something to manage or rush through. See it as a flow, a current that carries you from one moment to the next. You can't control it, but you can align yourself with it. The more you align with the rhythm of time, the easier it becomes to let go of the worries and distractions that keep you awake at night. When you stop fighting time, you stop fighting the sleep your body craves. Now, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, feel the tension of the day begin to fade away. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, let go of the thoughts and worries that have been weighing on your mind. Time will move on, regardless of whether you're ready or not. But the beautiful thing is that you don't have to control it. Just as the night will turn to day, sleep will come when it's meant to. You don't have to chase it or force it. Just trust the rhythm of time, and let it guide you to the rest you deserve. Think about how time unfolds naturally, like a flower blooming. It's not something you can force, and it's not something you need to rush. Each moment in time is an opportunity to embrace the flow, to let go of resistance, and to allow sleep to come to you as part of that natural process. The more you align with the rhythm of time, the more you can relax into the present moment, and the easier it becomes to rest as you lie here, sinking deeper into the softness of your bed. Remember that time is on your side. The night will pass, and in the morning you'll awaken refreshed, renewed, and ready to take on the day. But for now, allow yourself to drift into the peaceful embrace of sleep, knowing that time is flowing around you, and you are exactly where you need to be. Let go of the need to control, and simply allow the natural rhythm of time to carry you into restful sleep. As you begin to settle deeper into the comfort of your bed, feeling your body relax and your breath slow, let's take a moment to talk about something that can bring us profound peace: gratitude. In a world where we're often focused on what we don't have or what's not working in our lives, gratitude offers us a powerful way to shift our perspective and find contentment, especially as we prepare for sleep. It's easy to get caught up in a cycle of dissatisfaction, thinking that we need more or that we haven't achieved enough. But the simple practice of gratitude, especially before sleep, has the power to change our mindset and bring us peace. Philosophers, especially in the Stoic tradition, understood the immense value of gratitude. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most well-known Stoics, wrote in his Meditations that we should be grateful for the day, and recognize that every moment is a gift. The Stoics believed that gratitude wasn't just about being thankful for the good things that happen to us, but for everything, because even challenges and difficulties are opportunities for growth. When we approach life with gratitude, we see things differently. We stop focusing on what's missing and start appreciating what we already have. And as you lie here, preparing for sleep, this practice of gratitude can bring you into a deeper state of relaxation, easing your mind and guiding you toward peaceful rest. Imagine this: you've just finished your day, and instead of worrying about the things you didn't accomplish or the mistakes you might have made, you take a moment to think about everything you have to be thankful for. It doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe it's the warmth of your bed, the softness of your pillow, the fact that you're safe and healthy. Or maybe it's something more personal, a kind word from a friend, a small success at work, or the support of loved ones. Gratitude is about shifting our focus from what's lacking to what's present. It's about acknowledging the blessings, no matter how small, that we have in our lives. And when we do this, we start to create a mental space for peace and relaxation. Instead of worrying about the future or reliving the past, we bring our attention to the here and now, to the things we can appreciate. This shift in focus helps us let go of the mental clutter that often keeps us awake, and it prepares us for the peaceful, rejuvenating sleep we need. The practice of gratitude is incredibly simple, but incredibly powerful. Before sleep, take a few moments to reflect on the day. Think about 3 things you're grateful for. They can be small, they can be big, but the key is to focus on them with appreciation. As you think about these things, feel the warmth of gratitude in your heart. Maybe you feel a sense of calm, maybe you feel joy, or maybe you simply feel a sense of peace. Gratitude doesn't require perfection, and it doesn't require us to have everything we want. It's about recognizing what we do have and allowing ourselves to feel thankful for it. And as you do this, notice how your body responds. Does your breathing slow? Do you feel your muscles relax a little more? Do you feel more centered and at ease? That's the power of gratitude. Shifts us from a state of stress and worry to a state of peace and contentment. And when we're in this state, sleep comes more naturally in ancient philosophies. Gratitude wasn't just an emotion, it was a way of life. The Stoics, for example, saw gratitude as an essential part of living a virtuous life. They believed that by practicing gratitude, we could train our minds to see the good in every situation, even the challenges. Instead of complaining about difficulties, they encouraged us to view them as opportunities to grow, learn, and strengthen our character. Gratitude, for the Stoics, wasn't just about being thankful for positive experiences, it was about embracing all experiences with grace and appreciation. By reframing our challenges as opportunities, we find deeper peace and contentment, even when things aren't going exactly the way we want. This perspective allows us to let go of the mental weight of frustration, resentment, or disappointment and approach life with a sense of balance. When you apply this to sleep, it means letting go of the stress or anxiety that might have built up during the day. It means accepting that today is done and it's time to rest. You don't have to change anything right now. You don't have to be anyone different. Just as you are, in this moment, you are enough. And for that, you can be grateful. You can be thankful for the opportunity to rest and rejuvenate. You can be thankful for the lessons of the day, even the difficult ones, because they have made you who you are. And with this sense of gratitude, sleep becomes not a task or a struggle, but a peaceful and natural part of the flow of time. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you truly felt thankful for the ability to rest? It's easy to take sleep for granted, but it's actually a gift. When we sleep, our bodies heal, our minds reset, and we are restored. This ability to rest is something we often overlook, but it is one of the greatest gifts we have. So, as you lie here, breathing slowly and deeply, take a moment to thank yourself for this gift. Thank yourself for taking the time to rest, to recharge, and to prepare for the next day. In this moment, there's no need to strive or do anything. Simply being here in this moment of rest is enough now. As you breathe deeply, think about the gratitude you feel for your body, your mind, and the world around you. Feel that gratitude fill your heart. With each breath, allow it to wash over you, calming your mind, relaxing your body, and preparing you for sleep. Gratitude softens the edges of our stress. It soothes our worries, and it brings us into the present moment. And in that space, sleep comes naturally. You no longer have to chase it or force it. Sleep is simply a natural extension of this moment of peace and contentment. As you continue to relax, feel that sense of gratitude grounding you in the here and now. There's nothing more you need to do. The world can wait. All that matters is this moment, and you are enough. You are worthy of this rest, and you are deserving of the deep, peaceful sleep that is just around the corner. Trust in the process, and allow yourself to drift into that restful, rejuvenating sleep, knowing that you have done everything you can for today. As you continue to relax deeper, feeling the comforting embrace of the blankets surrounding you, let's now shift our focus to something that has the power to align us with the natural rhythm of life and enhance our ability to sleep: nature itself. Have you ever noticed how much more peaceful and relaxed you feel when you're in nature? Whether it's a quiet walk through the woods, a moment spent near the ocean, or simply sitting in a park, nature has an incredible ability to soothe our minds and calm our bodies. It's no surprise then that ancient philosophers, particularly those in the Stoic and Eastern traditions, often looked to nature as a model for living a balanced, peaceful life. The Stoics, in particular, believed that the natural world had much to teach us about living in harmony with the universe. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, famously wrote, "Follow nature, and you will find peace." What he meant by this is that when we align ourselves with the natural rhythms of life, we find a deeper sense of tranquility. Nature, with all its cycles, day and night, the changing of the seasons, the ebb and flow of tides, reminds us that life is constantly moving, constantly changing, and that it's our job to flow with it, rather than resist. Just as the sun rises and sets without effort, sleep naturally follows wakefulness when we stop trying to control it. So, as you lie here, imagine yourself sinking into the peaceful rhythm of nature, allowing the natural flow of time to guide you into a restful, rejuvenating sleep. Picture yourself in a quiet forest, the trees gently swaying in the breeze. The air is fresh, and the only sounds you hear are the rustling of leaves and the occasional chirp of a bird. You're not in a hurry. There's no need to rush. You're simply existing in harmony with the world around you, breathing deeply, letting the calmness of nature fill your being. This is the essence of what the Stoics believed about nature, that it's a reflection of how we should live. Just as the trees grow at their own pace, without rushing, without forcing, we too can allow ourselves to rest and grow naturally. When we let go of the pressure to do and simply be, we allow ourselves to fall into the natural rhythm of life. And when we let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives, including our sleep, we align ourselves with this peaceful flow. Just like the gentle wind that moves through the branches, sleep will come to you naturally when you stop resisting it. Now, as you lie here, think about the rhythms of nature in your own life. Your body has its own natural cycle, the rise and fall of your breath, the steady beat of your heart, the rhythm of your sleep. And just as the seasons change without our interference, so too does your body's need for rest. We often fight against this natural cycle, don't we? We stay up late, pushing ourselves to stay awake, thinking that we can force sleep when we need it. But just like the seasons, sleep comes when the time is right. It's part of the natural order of things. And when we stop fighting it, when we allow ourselves to flow with the rhythm of time, we open ourselves to the peace that sleep brings. Think of sleep as the night following the day, a natural transition from wakefulness to rest, just as the tide moves in and out, with perfect timing and ease. As you breathe deeply, imagine yourself becoming more in tune with this natural rhythm. Picture your breath syncing with the peaceful movement of nature, the rise and fall of the waves, the gentle swaying of the trees, the ebb and flow of the tides. Each breath you take is like the pulse of the earth, reminding you that everything is interconnected. Everything flows naturally, and there's no need to force anything. As you sink further into relaxation, let go of any tension or resistance you may be holding on to. Let the natural rhythm of life guide you into a restful sleep, just as the earth moves with the seasons, effortlessly and in perfect harmony. The more you align with this natural flow, the easier it becomes to let go of the stresses of the day and slip into a peaceful, rejuvenating sleep. Philosophers, particularly those in the Eastern traditions, often spoke of the importance of being in tune with the natural world. The Buddha, for example, taught that we should be mindful of our surroundings, paying attention to the natural world as a way of connecting with the present moment. By observing the flow of nature, we can learn to live more peacefully, letting go of attachments, expectations, and unnecessary stress. Nature, in all its simplicity, teaches us that life is cyclical and that everything has its time. There's no need to rush or force anything. Everything comes when it's meant to, and when we embrace this natural rhythm, we find peace. Now, think about how this concept applies to sleep. Just as nature doesn't rush the process of nightfall or the arrival of dawn, sleep doesn't need to be rushed or forced. It will come when your body is ready, just as the night follows the day. Your body has its own natural rhythm, and when you align with that rhythm, sleep comes naturally. There's no need to fight it or make it happen. Simply let go and trust that your body knows exactly what it needs. The more you allow yourself to surrender to this natural rhythm, the easier it becomes to relax, to let go, and to drift off into the peaceful rest you deserve. Feel your body becoming lighter as you release any remaining tension. Imagine yourself becoming more in sync with the natural world, your breath matching the gentle rhythm of the earth's pulse. With every exhale, let go of the day's stresses. With every inhale, breathe in the peace and stillness of nature. As you surrender to this rhythm, you open yourself up to sleep, a natural, effortless process that will carry you into deep rest. Trust that your body and mind are perfectly in tune with the natural cycles of life, and sleep will come just as it always does. As you continue to relax, let the peacefulness of nature's rhythm surround you. Let go of the need to control, and simply allow yourself to fall into the natural flow of sleep. Just as the world around you moves effortlessly, so too will your body move into a restful, rejuvenating sleep. Sleep is a natural part of the rhythm of life, and when you align with that rhythm, everything falls into place. As you continue to sink deeper into the comforting embrace of your bed, feel the steady rhythm of your breathing and let it guide you to a place of stillness. You're already so close to the peaceful sleep you deserve, but let's take a moment to reflect on something that can further ease the process. It's a simple act that many of us overlook, yet it holds great power, especially at the end of the day. Reflection isn't just about analyzing everything you've done or worrying over what you didn't accomplish. It's about taking a step back, viewing the day from a calm perspective, and allowing yourself to learn, grow, and release. Philosophers throughout history have praised the act of reflection, especially in relation to rest. The Stoic philosopher Seneca was a firm believer in the power of daily reflection, advising us to review our day each evening, not with self-criticism, but with a quiet, objective awareness. When we reflect on the day, we release its weight, learn from it, and then let it go. This simple practice allows us to fully embrace the present moment and prepares our mind for the peaceful sleep we need. Reflection, then, is not a burden, it's a tool, a gentle way to bring closure to the day and open the door to restful sleep. Now, think about your day. What was it like? Maybe it was full of activity, filled with work, errands, or social interactions. Or maybe it was quieter, perhaps more contemplative. Whatever the day brought you, take a moment to simply acknowledge it. What were the moments that made you smile? What small victories did you achieve? And of course, what were the challenges or obstacles you faced? Reflection isn't about analyzing the details or assigning blame. It's about recognizing the full range of your experience, the good, the challenging, and everything in between. And once you acknowledge these moments, allow them to fade into the background. By reflecting without judgment, you allow the day to lose its hold on you, creating space for peace and relaxation. In the Stoic tradition, reflection was considered a vital practice for personal growth. Seneca often wrote about how he would spend a few moments at the end of each day reflecting on his actions, his thoughts, and his emotions. This practice wasn't about self-punishment, it was about self-awareness. By observing our thoughts and actions without the lens of judgment or self-criticism, we learn more about who we are and how we can grow. This kind of reflection is gentle and freeing. It's not meant to drag us down, but to lift us up, by helping us understand ourselves and release the mental clutter we've accumulated throughout the day. As you lie here, let's practice a moment of reflection together. Without forcing it, simply bring to mind a few things from your day. What stood out? What did you learn? What would you do differently? And what would you keep the same? These reflections don't need to be deep or profound. The goal isn't to overanalyze or judge, but to acknowledge the day and gently close it, making space for a restful night's sleep. Now, as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, let go of the need to control or fix anything. Reflection, in its true form, is about release. When we reflect, we can understand the things that have passed, but we don't need to carry them with us into the night. Let the thoughts, lessons, and memories of the day drift away, just as leaves fall gently from a tree, carried by the wind. They don't need to stay with you. You can release them. This act of letting go is essential for sleep. As you release the weight of the day through reflection, you create the perfect mental environment for rest. Reflecting on the day is also an invitation to practice gratitude. Reflection and gratitude go hand in hand, as they help us see the goodness in our lives, even amidst challenges. After considering the events of your day, take a moment to identify something you're thankful for. It might be something as simple as a warm meal or a kind word from a friend. Or perhaps it's something more significant, like a moment of personal growth or progress. By cultivating this sense of gratitude, you shift your focus away from what didn't go as planned or what you didn't accomplish, and instead, you bring your attention to the positive moments of the day. This practice not only enhances your sense of well-being, but also calms your mind, making it easier to fall asleep. The practice of reflection is also an opportunity to set intentions for tomorrow. But remember, this is not about planning or stressing over the future. Rather, it's about visualizing tomorrow as a fresh start, a new opportunity to live in alignment with your values. What small goals would you like to achieve tomorrow? What qualities or behaviors do you want to bring to your day? Set these intentions lightly, with kindness toward yourself, and then let them go, trusting that they will unfold in their own time. This gentle approach to intention setting helps you stay grounded in the present while also preparing yourself for the day ahead. Now, with the reflection and gratitude settled in your mind, allow your body to relax even more deeply. Imagine your thoughts becoming like clouds floating through the sky. Some are heavier than others, but none of them need to linger. They come and go, and you allow them to drift away. Each exhale is an opportunity to release more. You've acknowledged the day and its lessons. You've expressed gratitude for what was good, and you've set intentions for the future now. It's time to let go. There is nothing more you need to do tonight. Simply being in this moment, with the knowledge that you've given yourself the gift of reflection, is enough as you let go of the weight of the day. Feel your mind becoming lighter and lighter, like a balloon gently floating upward. You don't need to carry the thoughts of tomorrow with you. You don't need to worry about what's next. What's next will come, but for now, you are exactly where you need to be, right here, in the present moment, allowing yourself to rest. You've done the work of reflection, you've released the day, and now it's time to let your body and mind rest. Sleep comes naturally when we allow ourselves to release what we no longer need. So, as you continue to breathe deeply, let go of the mental chatter, the worries, the expectations, and allow yourself to slip gently into a peaceful, restful sleep. In this moment of calm, you can surrender fully to the present, knowing that sleep is not something you need to force it, a gift that comes naturally when you allow yourself to be still, to reflect, and to release. As you drift deeper into the stillness of your bed, it's time to bring the journey full circle with one final thought, simple yet profound concept, embracing the dark. Now, I know, we often think of darkness as something to avoid, something that evokes fear or discomfort. We associate it with the unknown, with uncertainty, and often with danger. But here's the thing, darkness is not something to fear. It's something to embrace, especially as we prepare for sleep. In fact, darkness is an essential part of the natural rhythm of life. Without darkness, we wouldn't have the rest, the reflection, or the rejuvenation that sleep offers. When we understand this, we stop resisting the natural cycle of the day and night, and we learn to accept the peace that darkness can bring. Philosophers, particularly those in the Stoic tradition, understood that the natural world, including the cycles of light and dark, is not something to fight against, but to align with. The Stoics believed that we must accept the ebb and flow of life as it comes, without resistance. Just as the sun sets and the night follows, sleep comes after a day of wakefulness. And it's in this darkness, this quiet, that we find the restorative peace we need. So, as you lie here, embracing the gentle warmth of your bed and the quiet of the night. Let's take a moment to reflect on the power of darkness and how it can guide us toward peaceful sleep. Imagine yourself in a quiet, peaceful space, perhaps a forest, the night sky above you, stars scattered across the vastness of the universe. The world around you is bathed in darkness, yet there's no fear, no discomfort. Instead, there's a peaceful, soothing calm. The darkness holds you, surrounds you like a soft blanket, and invites you to let go. You don't need to be anywhere else, do anything else, or rush toward anything. You're simply here, in this moment, where the night offers you rest. The darkness, in this sense, becomes a friend, something that invites you to relax, to close your eyes, and to surrender to sleep. It is not a threat. It is a natural part of the cycle. The night, like sleep, is there to rejuvenate and restore you, just as it does for all living things. The more you accept this, the more peaceful and restful your sleep will be. In the ancient world, darkness was often viewed as a time for rest and renewal, a time when the body and mind could be rejuvenated. The Greeks, for example, believed that sleep was a sacred time when the soul was able to reconnect with the divine. It wasn't something to be feared, but rather something to be welcomed. The Stoics, too, understood the importance of rest, of embracing the quiet moments, and allowing themselves to be restored. They didn't see darkness as an interruption to their lives, but as an essential part of the cycle that allowed them to wake up refreshed, ready to face whatever challenges the day would bring. So, in embracing the darkness, you are embracing this natural cycle, accepting that sleep is a necessary part of life, and trusting that it will come when you allow yourself to. Rest as you lie here now. Notice the quiet around you. The world has slowed down, the noise of the day has faded away, and in this stillness, there's space for you to rest. The darkness is your ally, inviting you to let go, to relax, and to drift into sleep. You don't need to do anything but breathe, and let your body and mind do the work they were meant to do. The darkness of the night doesn't need to be filled with fear or uncertainty. Instead, it can be filled with peace, with the calm of knowing that this is the natural rhythm of life. Just as the day gives way to the night, so too does wakefulness give way to sleep. It's a cycle, and there's nothing to fear in that. In fact, when you embrace the darkness, you embrace the natural rhythm of life, the flow of time that brings balance to your body and soul. Take a moment now to reflect on how the darkness is not something to fear, but something to trust. The night is a time to rest, to release, and to allow your body and mind to heal. Sleep is your opportunity to let go of everything that happened today, to rest, and to be restored. The darkness, in this sense, becomes a safe haven, a place where you can find the peace you need to recharge. As you breathe deeply, let the dark embrace you. Let go of any lingering thoughts or worries, and allow the quiet to settle around you like a protective shield. In this space, there is no need for worry, no need for fear. There is only peace, only rest, only the calm invitation of sleep. When you let go of the need to control, to do, or to fix, you allow yourself to fall into the natural flow of the night. Embrace the darkness, trust in the cycle, and allow yourself to be enveloped by the peace it offers. You don't need to fight against it. You don't need to fill it with distractions or anxieties. Simply be here, in this moment, where the darkness guides you to rest, where sleep is your natural companion, and where you are free to let go of everything that doesn't serve you. Sleep will come when you allow it to, just as the night follows the day. So now, as you lie here, Feel yourself sinking deeper into the peacefulness of the night. Trust in the process. Trust that the darkness is here to restore you, not to take something away. Let go of any final thoughts or concerns, and simply allow yourself to rest. The night, the darkness, and sleep are all part of the same natural cycle. A cycle that brings balance, restoration, and peace. Embrace it fully, and let it carry you into the deep, peaceful sleep you need. In this darkness, you are safe, you are calm, and you are ready to rest. Allow yourself to surrender to this moment, and let sleep gently carry you into its embrace.